Good evening, guys. Bill McMillan here with NDWX.com on Friday evening, and we've got some mid and high level clouds beginning to stream overhead here as the current satellite will show. That's in association with a weather disturbance that will pass off to our south late tonight and early Saturday. We dealt with more in the way of sunshine, thankfully, after a couple of days of just this cloud, the considerable cloudiness, snow showers, snow squalls, and though we continued that unseasonably cold theme today, seeing the sun did certainly make things a little bit more tolerable to close the work week. We'll put the forecast radar here into motion off of the high resolution NAM, and as we do so, I notice that we deal with a little bit of a rain-snow mix for far southern Indiana late tonight and early Saturday morning. This is the forecast radar at 3 o'clock Saturday morning. If your travels take you downstate, or perhaps into Kentucky, or even for that matter into the southern Appalachians of East Tennessee and western North Carolina, expect some wintry conditions late tonight and early Saturday with the initial disturbance that is passing off to the southeast. Now, a more important and more robust weather system will move through the area to our south late Saturday night and during the day on Sunday. Upper level energy will continue to kind of pinwheel off to our south as we go through the day on Sunday. And while central Indiana won't get in on the excitement, the potential is there for our friends off to the southeast, particularly in the higher elevations of the Appalachian chain, to see some accumulating snow to wrap up the weekend. What this system will do, though, for us is continue just to lead to this unseasonably cold and blustery type field that we've been dealing with. As we put the forecast temperatures into motion, lows tonight should drop into the upper 20s to around 30 for most of central Indiana. Tomorrow is going to be really dependent on just how much sun we see. Should we see a little bit more sun, I think highs should go a little bit higher than what forecast guidance would suggest, maybe low, perhaps mid 40s on Saturday. Still chilly, but unfortunately, given what we're going to see on Sunday, probably the better of the 2 days this weekend. Sunday should feature considerable cloudiness, a stiff easterly breeze, and really temperatures that don't make it out of the mid and upper 30s for most of us across central Indiana to close the weekend. The lows Sunday night and early Monday will fall into the upper 20s once again. We'll take a look at the forecast model here off the GFS forecast model. Putting this into motion again will show that weather system passing off to our south, perhaps leading to a rather significant wintry event for the Appalachians as we close the weekend. We will see a reinforcing shot early next week of cold air. And with that and some upper level energy around, we won't be surprised to see snow showers in that Tuesday evening into Wednesday time frame here across central Indiana, something to keep in mind. And then high pressure will build in for the second half of the work week. Thankfully, we're finally going to see a return of milder conditions. It will become rather breezy late Thursday into Friday, and clouds will be on the increase Friday, but temperatures will also be on the increase. We should finally get closer to normal levels, if not a little bit above normal, to close the weekend, or to close the work week, I should say. We will introduce rain chances for our St. Patrick's Day, and it will be a little bit milder for sure, but unfortunately we will deal with rain, we think, as we go into next weekend. We'll close out, guys, with a look at the latest European ensemble temperature guidance. And we've been discussing the importance of this negative North Atlantic oscillation. It's really the main driver of our weather pattern once we get into late winter and early spring. And as we look out ahead over the next couple of weeks, that NAO or North Atlantic oscillation should remain in a negative state. And what that does is favor colder conditions across our part of the country. And as we look at the guidance here, we notice that there is the potential of a brief surge of warmer temperatures into the Ohio Valley. Again, this originates across the southern plains where we continue to think, unfortunately, the dry times continue to just worsen over the coming weeks and months for that matter. And with that will also come probably some early season heat of significance in this part of the country. At times, that will try to push off to the northeast, but with that negative NAO in place, it's going to be rather brief, and we turn much colder once again we think, as we wrap up the month of March. So a brief warmer regime is only replaced by rather widespread cold as we progress through the latter half or the latter week to 10 days of March, if you will, across a large part of the country. Guys, make it a great weekend. Thank you as always for logging on to ndwx.com. We'll talk with you soon.